We begin our journey with a program that is more than just a sports team. It's a cultural phenomenon. Known globally for its iconic Golden Dome and a fiercely independent spirit, Notre Dame football has a mystique that draws football fans from every corner of the world.
Its legacy is built on dramatic victories, unforgettable characters, and traditions that have been passed down through the generations. From the hallowed grounds of South Bend, Indiana, the Fighting Irish have carved out a unique place in American sports. Their history is one of dedication, dramatic flair, and a deep commitment to excellence.
This isn't just a team. It's a narrative that has profoundly shaped college football itself. And today we're going to explore that rich history of Notre Dame football, uncover their dominance, and recount some of their most famous victories.
We will discuss the coaches and players who became legends and dive into the unique traditions that make game day in South Bend unlike any other. So get ready to shake down the thunder from the sky as we reveal the spirit of the Fighting Irish.
Notre Dame football officially commenced on November 23rd, 1887, and their very first game was a challenging start. It resulted in an 8-0 loss to Michigan. Now, this initial contest, however, immediately established the foundation for what would become one of college football's most intense and long-standing rivalries.
Interestingly, some of the Michigan players who had previously attended Notre Dame were even credited with teaching the Notre Dame team the fundamentals of the game before play even began. This humble beginning only serves to highlight the incredible journey that has followed.
The team achieved its first victory in the final game of the 1888 season, securing a 20-0 win against the Harvard Prep School of Chicago. During its foundation years from 1887 to 1899, Notre Dame slowly built its identity, compiling a record of 31 wins, 15 losses, and 4 ties, while competing against a diverse range of opponents, including local high school teams.
The university showed its commitment to developing a respectable football program with the hiring of early coaches like James L. Morrison in 1894, who was brought in to introduce professional coaching skills. By the close of the 1912 season, the team had already amassed an overall record of 108 wins, 31 losses, and 13 ties, again demonstrating its steady growth towards becoming a regional force in the sport.
Now here's a quick summary of some of the program's core achievements.
They've been playing football for 136 years, from 1887 to 2024.
And they've claimed over 11 national titles. And in the bowl games, they have a record of 21 wins, 18 losses, and 46 appearances.
That's an amazing record.
Yes.
Their overall record officially is 962 wins, 339 losses, and 42 ties, with a .732 winning percentage and 117 winning seasons.
Now, Notre Dame officially lays claim to 11 consecutive national championships, a remarkable feat that places them among the elite in college football history.
These titles span multiple eras and are attributed to legendary coaches who shaped the program's identity. 3 were done under Knute Rockne from 1924, 1929, and 1930.
Then after him, there'd be 4 under Frank Leahy in 1943, 46, 1947, and 1949.
2 were under Ara Pargesian in 1966 and 1973.
And then 1 under Dan Devine in 1977.
And lastly, 1 under Lou Holtz in 1988.
Now, the fact that these titles were won under so many different coaches across various areas just speaks volumes about the program's consistent ability to not only attract top talent, but also maintain a standard of excellence.
Beyond these officially claimed titles, Notre Dame has another interesting historical football, an additional 11 national championships recognized by various mathematical systems or retrospective polls, which the university does not officially claim.
Notre Dame has also been a consistent presence in the postseason, participating in over 46 games as of the 2024 season. And their record in these contests stands at 21 wins and 18 losses for a winning percentage of .538.
This strong record in major bowls demonstrates the program's sustained strength and national relevance. The Irish also have a notable streak of 9 consecutive bowl appearances from 1987 to 1995, and their longest streak of bowl wins is 3 in a row, which was achieved from 1991 to 1993.
Now, some recent bowl victories include a decisive 48 win over Oregon State in the 2023 Sun Bowl, and a thrilling 45-38 victory over South Carolina in the Gator Bowl, both of which were important for the program's momentum.
Notre Dame's football history is punctuated by a series of legendary battles and defining moments that have shaped its history and left a lasting mark on college football. These games were more than just wins. A lot of them were moments that actually changed the game and created legends and became a part of American sports history.
Now, some of the best games in team history are in 1913 versus Army. They'd win 35-13, and in this game, played at West Point, is widely credited with popularizing the forward pass in college football. Now, before this, the pass was rarely used. However, Notre Dame quarterback Gus Doris' long and accurate passes to Newt Rockne in stride completely revolutionized offensive strategies.
In 1924, the Rose Bowl versus Stanford, Irish won 27-10, and this victory capped off an undefeated season for the legendary Four Horsemen backfield and their formidable Seven Mules offensive line. And it was a pivotal moment that cemented their place in football history and established a national reputation for the team.
Another famous game was in 1946 versus Army in a 0-0 tie. At the time, it was famously called the Game of the Century, and this contest was at Yankee Stadium, and it featured 2 undefeated top-ranked teams. And it's remembered for its tough defensive struggles and Johnny Lujak's iconic open field tackle of Doc Blanchard, a play that showed the high stakes and intensity of the era.
In 1977, they played the green jersey game versus USC. Irish won 49-19, and in a legendary move, the team warmed up in their traditional blue jerseys, but surprised everyone by emerging from the tunnel clad in a vibrant green. This psychological tactic sparked a dominant performance and a national title run that year.
And then there's also the 1979 Cotton Bowl versus Houston. The Irish win 35-34, and this game is known as the Chicken Soup Game. And that is because they saw an improbable comeback from the Irish, as they were led by Joe Montana, and at the time he was battling flu-like symptoms.
In 1988 versus number 1 Miami, Irish won 31-30 in the iconic Catholics versus Convicts game. It was a brutal high-stakes clash that ended Miami's remarkable 36-game regular season winning streak and helped Notre Dame win a national championship that year.
And then in 1993, they'd play number 1 Florida State, winning 31-24, and Notre Dame defeated the top-ranked Seminoles, ending their 16-game win streak and briefly seizing the number 1 rank even.
But beyond the individual games, several other moments stand out as critical to Notre Dame's football legacy.
Perhaps one of the most famous ones is the Win One for the Gipper speech in 1928. In one of college football's most famous stories, legendary coach Newt Rockne delivered a powerful halftime speech. He asked his team to win one for the Gipper, invoking the memory of his former player George Gipp, who had died. This emotional plea helped inspire the team to a dramatic 12-6 victory over Army and became a timeless symbol of determination and sacrifice.
As I mentioned earlier, the Four Horsemen in 1924. After a dominant performance against Army, famed sports writer Grantland Rice immortalized the Notre Dame backfield of Harry Strudeller, Don Miller, Jim Crowley, and Elmer Layden as the Four Horsemen. This iconic nickname captured the imagination of the nation and became a lasting symbol of Notre Dame football's early dominance and flair.
Now, following World War II, Frank Leahy's teams established a period of incredible dominance, winning 3 national titles in 4 years. That'd be 1946, 1947, and 1949. And he'd go have a remarkable 36-0-2 record. Sports Illustrated later recognized this 4-year run as the nation's second best sports dynasty of the 20th century, behind only the Boston Celtics.
They also have the longest continuous intersectional rivalry versus Navy. This annual game is played against the Naval Academy and has been played continuously since 1927. It is the longest uninterrupted intersectional rivalry in college football history. This rivalry has a deep historical meaning because the Navy's financial support during World War II was crucial in keeping Notre Dame open. This enduring relationship is a symbol of mutual respect and gratitude.
Then there's also the iconic "Play Like a Champion Today" sign. This sign, which the players famously touch as they leave the locker room, became a national phenomenon when home games began to be televised on NBC in 1991. It serves as a constant reminder of the program's ethos and is a powerful visual symbol of its tradition.
Notre Dame's history is also deeply connected with intense rivalries and is shaped by some of the most influential coaches in college football.
Notre Dame's independent status has allowed it to create a unique set of rivalries that span the nation rather than confined to a single conference. Now, some of the most prominent and historic rivalries include
Michigan. This rivalry dates back to Notre Dame's very first game on November 23, 1887. The early interactions were foundational, with Michigan players reportedly teaching Notre Dame the game, and the rivalry has been marked by periods of intense competition and significant breaks, including a 33-year pause from 1909 to 1941 after Notre Dame's first victory over Michigan in 1909. The series is known for its dramatic games and has become one of college football's greatest intersectional rivalries.
Then there's the University of Southern California, often considered another one of college football's greatest intersectional rivalries. The Notre Dame USC series dates back to 1926, and the rivalry's origins are famously attributed to the wives of Knute Rockne and USC athletic director Gwynne Wilson, who allegedly made the deal for the annual cross-country trip, and it has produced countless marquee matchups, often featuring top-ranked teams and even directly impacting national championship races. Both teams have combined for a significant number of national championships and Heisman winners, which solidifies the rivalry's importance.
United States Naval Academy. As I mentioned before, this is the longest continuous intersectional rivalry in college football history and has been played every year since 1927. And this rivalry goes way beyond just sports because of a profound debt of gratitude. During World War II, the U.S. Navy designated Notre Dame as a training center, which provided financial support that kept the university from closing down. So as a result, Notre Dame extends an open invitation to Navy to play football every year as an annual repayment on a debt of honor.
Another rivalry is against the United States Military Academy. Well, not as prominent as in recent decades, the rivalry with the Army was central to Notre Dame's early national rise, especially in the first half of the 20th century. Key moments include the 1913 game that popularized the forward pass and the legendary win-win for the Gipper speech in 1928. Notre Dame also maintains rivalries with the Air Force Academy, having played all three service academies in the same season multiple times.
Notre Dame's rich football history is largely defined by a lineage of legendary coaches who built and sustained its national prominence. 6 coaches have been inducted into the College Football Hall of Fame: Jesse Harper, Knute Rockne, Frank Leahy, Ara Pargesian, Dan Devine, and Lou Holtz.
So, Knute Rockne, widely regarded as one of the greatest coaches in college football history. Rockne led the Irish for 13 seasons, and he would compile an astonishing record of 105 wins, 12 losses, and 5 ties. He has the highest winning percentage at .881 in NCAA Division I/FBS football history. Under his guidance, Notre Dame would win 3 national championships in 1924, 1929, and 1930, and he had 5 undefeated seasons. Rockne was a visionary who helped popularize the forward pass and implemented innovative offensive and defensive schemes. And he also played a national schedule, and he also was masterfully with the media and using national radio to broadcast to build a widespread following, making him one of the most powerful figures in 20th century sports.
Frank Leahy was a former player under Rockne, and Leahy continued Notre Dame's dominance, achieving a .864 winning percentage, 107 wins, 13 losses and 9 overall ties. And that ranks second only to Rockne in college football history for coaches with at least 10 seasons. His time as a coach produced 4 national championships in 1943, 1946, 1947, and 1949, and an impressive 39-game unbeaten streak. Laley was known for being a perfectionist with his meticulous film study and emotional investment in the team's performance. His teams produced 37 All-Americans, including 4 Heisman Trophy winners.
And then there's Ara Parseghian. Parseghian restored glory to the program after a period of decline. And his first team in 1964 nearly won a national title. And he would go on to secure 2 consensus national championships in 1966 and 1973. Parseghian's teams featured 55 All-Americans, and he developed elite quarterbacks like John Huarte, who won the Heisman, Terry Hanratty, and Joe Theismann. And he is remembered for his highly energized coaching style.
Lou Holtz coached the most games in Notre Dame history. He had 100 wins, 30 losses, and 2 ties, and successfully restored the team's belief in itself, leading them to a national championship in his 3rd season, 1988. His teams consistently played challenging national schedules and appeared in 9 straight New Year's Day bowl games. Holtz coached 45 All-Americans.
Now, Notre Dame has consistently sent a significant number of players to the NFL, and while a comprehensive list of every player who has ever made the NFL is extensive, some of the most famous Notre Dame alumni who have made a name for themselves include quarterbacks Joe Theismann, Brady Quinn, Johnny Lujack, Paul Hornung, and Angelo Bertelli.
Some of the famous running backs in the NFL are Tim Brown, Vegas Ferguson, Alan Pinkett, Reggie Brooks, and Kyron Williams.
Now when it comes to the wide receivers, we have Tim Brown, Rocket Ismail, Golden Tate, and Michael Floyd.
For the tight ends, we have Dale Casper, Ken McCaffey, Tyler Eifert, Kyle Rudolph, and Michael Mayer.
For the offensive linemen, there's Zach Martin, Mike McGlinchey, Aaron Taylor, George Connor, George Trapton, and Joe Alt.
For defensive linemen, we have Alan Page, Ross Browner, Bryant Young, Justin Tuck, Stephen Tuitt, and Mike Golick.
When it comes to the linebackers from Notre Dame, we have Nick Buonaconte, Monte Teo, Bob Crable, Jalen Smith, Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah, and then Drew Tranquil.
Nice. Yeah. Defensive backs, Todd Light, Tim Zabowski, Luther Bradley, Harrison Smith, Kyle Hamilton, and Julian Love.
Notre Dame also has a remarkable legacy when it comes to the Pro Football Hall of Fame, and they have produced 14 Hall of Famers, tying them with their arch rivals USC for the most among all college programs.
The 14 Football Hall of Famers from Notre Dame are Tim Brown, wide receiver, Jerome Bettis, running back, Paul Hornung, halfback, Dave Casper, tight end, George Connor, offensive lineman, George Trafton, offensive lineman, Wayne Milner, defensive lineman, Alan Page, defensive lineman, Bryant Young, defensive lineman, Nick Buonaconte, linebacker, and Joe Montana, quarterback. Earl Lambeau played as a halfback for Notre Dame and founded the Green Bay Packers, but he did not play in the NFL. He's just in the Football Hall of Fame. Edward DeBartolo Jr. Now, he didn't play football, but he owned the San Francisco 49ers during the years they won the 5 Super Bowls in the early, mid-80s and 1994. And then lastly, we have John McNally, who was a halfback.
And now the Notre Dame football experience extends far beyond the 60 minutes of play and encompassing the iconic stadium, a vibrant tailgating culture, and a collection of unique historical...
For starters, Notre Dame Stadium, which is affectionately known as the house that Rockne built, and it was originally constructed in 1930 with a seating capacity of only 54,000. Legendary coach Knute Rockne played a key role in its design, ensuring that the stands were close to the field to make the atmosphere there as intense as possible.
The stadium would undergo a significant $50 million expansion between 94 and 97, in which they added an upper bowl and over 21,000 seats. This expansion brought the capacity to its present day 80,795 fans.
Campus Crossroad renovation project, which was completed in 2017, saw the official seating capacity adjusted to 77,622. Now, the stadium has a remarkable attendance record with 249 consecutive sellout games and 297 of the last 298 home contests played before capacity crowds dating all the way back to 1964.
Now, Notre Dame proudly features a beloved mascot, the Leprechaun. This spirited figure embodies the very essence of the Fighting Irish nickname, and the Leprechaun would become the official mascot of Notre Dame in 1965. Before this, the team was represented for many years by a series of Irish Terrier dogs, most famously known as Clashmore Mike. The change from animal mascots to a human-embodied leprechaun was a deliberate and significant step to solidifying the Fighting Irish identity.
The live mascot is always a current Notre Dame student, and it's selected annually through a rigorous tryout process.
Now, the Leprechaun's role is dynamic and interactive. He aggressively leads cheers, engages with the crowd, and brandishes a shillelagh, which is a type of stick believed to bring good luck to the Notre Dame team.
The official fight song, the Notre Dame Victory March, is widely recognized as the greatest of all university fight songs. It was composed by brothers Michael J. Shea and John F. Shea in 1908 and first was performed at Notre Dame on Easter Sunday in 1909.
The solemn and revered alma mater, Notre Dame, our mother, is sung by the team and the entire student body who link arms and sway together in unison at the conclusion of every game, no matter the outcome.
This tradition emphasizes unity and pride, fostering a profound sense of community among the Notre Dame faithful.
Now, beyond these anthems and other popular games, day songs contribute to the vibrant atmosphere. I'm Shipping Up to Boston by Dropkick Murphy, a staple played before the team runs out of the tunnel. Mr. Brightside by the Killers and the Spins by Mac Miller are also popular choices frequently heard at campus dances and tailgates, showing how the team's culture blends modern fan engagement with a deep respect for long-standing heritage.
The tailgating experience at Notre Dame is a vibrant and essential part of game day, and it's deeply woven into the fabric of the university's traditions. It's a highly social event bringing together passionate fans, alumni, and visitors from across the globe.
Now, the tailgatings begin early on fall Saturdays with fans bustling into the parking lots around Notre Dame Stadium. Shortly after sunrise, tents are set up, grills are fired, and music fills the air. The atmosphere is described as welcoming.
Popular tailgating spots vary in demand and in how close they are to the stadium. The stadium lot and Joyce lot are highly sought after due to their close proximity, while the North lot and Bookstore lot offer more family-friendly options near the campus landmarks.
And White Field is a budget-friendly option further from the stadium, but it does offer a free shuttle. To ensure safety and order, certain items are prohibited, including charcoal grills, deep fryers, drones, kegs, open flames, large propane tanks.
Notre Dame football is a tapestry that's woven with countless intriguing stories and unique facts that add to its legendary status.
So the Fighting Irish nickname was officially accepted by University President Reverend Matthew Walsh in 1927. And while its exact origin is debated, a popular explanation suggests it was created by the press to describe Notre Dame's athletic team's never say die fighting spirit, as well as their Irish qualities of grit, determination, and tenacity. It is also evolved from a taunt used by opponents into an expression of triumph that is embraced by the students.
The golden helmets. The team's helmets have been exclusively golden since the 1950s, and what makes them so special is that real gold flakes that are sourced from the iconic Golden Dome atop the main building on campus are actually mixed into the paint.
Now, the game day experience in Notre Dame is rich with unique sayings, traditions, and symbols that deeply connect fans to the university.
One of the most iconic pregame rituals involves players slapping the "Play Like a Champion Today" sign as they exit the locker room tunnel onto the field.
Another unique and cherished tradition involves the Midnight Drummers Circle, an exciting and energetic performance by the Notre Dame drumline that takes place under the Golden Dome at midnight on the eve of home games, signaling the official kickoff for game day festivities.
Another revered tradition sees the team walk together from the Basilica of the Sacred Heart to Notre Dame Stadium on Saturdays before home games.
Now, following every Notre Dame touchdown, the student section and often parts of the wider crowd will perform push-ups that match the team's cumulative score, a tradition that dates back to the successful Lou Holtz era.
As the third quarter concludes, the band plays Tchaikovsky's 1812 Overture, a moment often accompanied by synchronized hand gestures and, during night games, the waving of flashlights by the crowd.
Since its beginning in 1990, the shirt has also become a beloved tradition, with a new design released annually that thousands of fans wear to show their unified Notre Dame pride on game days.
Some other further traditions would include trumpets at the Dome, where the trumpeters perform on Fridays and 2 hours before kickoff, and the Victory Clog, a unique dance performed by the traditional Irish Guard after every Notre Dame victory.
Now, there's also a quirky tradition that they have known as the Marshmallow Mayhem, and this will see the seniors of the school discreetly bring bags of marshmallows into the stadium before the final home game of the season, and you will see them throwing them at each other in the student section.
Even the campus statues have integrated into their football lore, with affectionate nicknames like First Down Moses and Fair Catch Corby. These numerous distinct traditions are not merely isolated rituals. They are meticulous and woven into the fabric of the Notre Dame game day experience and the broader university identity. The Notre Dame Fighting Irish football program stands as a unique and enduring pillar in the landscape of American collegiate sports. Its journey, spanning 136 years since its inaugural game in 1887, is defined by an unwavering commitment to excellence and a distinctive independent spirit.
The program's independence, initially a consequence of being excluded from conferences, evolved into a strategic choice, allowing Notre Dame to build a national brand by playing across a diverse schedule all over the country.
Finally, Notre Dame's legacy is carried forward by its exceptional players, many who have achieved fame both on and off the field, including 14 inductees into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. This consistent production of elite talent, combined with a history rich in unique stories and tradition, ensures that the mystique of the Notre Dame football continues to resonate deeply with fans worldwide.
It remains a program where history is not just remembered, but actively lived year after year.
Join us next episode when we explore college football powerhouse Ohio State Buckeyes.
Now, please like, subscribe, and share with all your friends who love football. And don't forget to leave a comment if you know any other cool stories or traditions. Until next time, take care, y'all.